welcome back. This is the third part of the Pathfinder Phase 1 challenges that I myself and Windham Woodcraft are doing in a series. If you haven't seen the other two parts, I'll put links down below. Now, today's topic is going to be fire pits. As you see, I've got my shelter built, and I'll give you a quick look at that. It has snowed a couple inches. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, is fire pits, and that's our next challenge. First off, I want to show that out here we have just a dusting of snow. Inside you can still see green in here. So no snow got in, you know, from here in, just as I said. And with this build over like this, it creates a lot more room. Like you can see, I have another foot or so from the edge of this. So that gives me a lot more room. I've got a lot of space up in there that I can almost crawl up in there. And a lot of space down here still. But I just wanted to show you the effectiveness of this shelter. But I also have a tree up above me, two trees, that caught a lot of the snow. And that was the whole point, that I had natural cover above me as well, so I won't get as much snow load on this. Now, I'm going to start talking to you about the importance of a fire lay, especially in cold weather and damp ground. I'm going to bring you over here and show you one of the other reasons I chose this spot. Okay, we're going to go over fire pits. And I chose this spot for my camp just because of this. First off, it's on a somewhat of a raised area. So if it rains and such, I don't have to worry about it. But it also gave me this nice little pit right here. And I really don't have to dig down because it's already a natural pit. It's nice and long. I've got a pit here 10 feet long kind of thing. So if I want to make a long fire, I can. I can drag full trees down from that end upward because it's on a downhill slope. So if I put my trees this way and drag them up and have my fire up here, the fire is going to stay here instead of going down because fire always wants to climb. So that makes this a good spot. Now there's many ways that you can make fire pits. This is, as you see, wet weather. It's cold weather. And we've got snow and ice underneath here. So I'm going to show you how you do it in the winter time and also when you have very wet conditions for this type here. Now, there's, like I said, there's other ways to make fire pits. And it all is determined on the area you're in. You have places where there's lots of rocks that you can set your rocks around to contain your fire. You have sand that you can dig a small pit and as well keep a contained fire. Because that's what it's all about. You want an area that you can contain your fire and stop it from spreading. So that's why they use rocks around a fire, you know, a fire ring of rocks. And the same thing as a pit. This here is already a natural pit. And I can make a fire lay here. And that's going to burn down and melt what's underneath this here. And eventually it will become a pit. Even though it's somewhat now. And if I wanted to, I could dig that up. But the problem is with when you're digging in a forest like this here, you have to watch out for roots. You don't want to catch roots on fire because they'll smolder under the ground for a long time and can create forest fires. So this here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build right on top. That gives me an insulation layer between any roots that's underneath here. And plus, I can't dig through this. It's all frozen. It's ice. So I'm going to get busy on this here and show you what I'm going to construct. Okay, I've got my fire laid down, and this wood is dead and it will burn. You can use live wood if you want for this, for the bottom. It doesn't matter. This has snow and ice on it and such, and it's wet itself, but it creates a bed that you can start your fire. Once you get a fire started on this, what it does, it raises it up off the ground, which has a lot more moisture in it, and it also allows airflow to get underneath of it, so it will burn better. Once you get a nice coal base, it will slowly dry everything around it, and it will continue to burn. This will dry out the whole bottom underneath here. Like I said, it's frozen in ice, so this will all sink some as it burns. And each time you use this type, you will have to rebuild a new fire lay each time. In the summer, you know, you can get away with just digging a pit and putting rocks around it, or just digging a pit, or just another fire lay like this even in the summertime if it's damp. But that's the fire pit right there. I didn't need to dig it down because it's already dug down. This here will suffice. I use this all the time. Now, I think what I might do is start on a reflector wall on this way here. I'm going to use this tree as one of the supports. What I told you from the beginning is choose an area that you can take a tree or two that is live. Be selective. There's plenty of trees here. This one here was a danger. If I have my fire pit here, this could catch on fire. And it's far enough, it shouldn't. I moved my fire pit up. It should not catch on fire. But if it did, it could climb this tree. If it climbed it, I couldn't get it out. You could cause a forest fire. I'm not taking that chance. So this here is going to be part of my fire reflector. And I'll cut this up and use it as well as part of the fire reflector. Another use for these green boughs, I'm going to throw these on my shelter as well. So I'm going to use every resource I can out of this tree. That's very important, even with game you get or anything. Use everything possibly you can out of whatever you harvest. The reflector wall is finished now. They're pounded in, 4 of them. Now all I have to do is wrap and tie this here. That just holds everything into place. So we'll set this aside. Sure these are all up. What I'm going to do is put a loop in this. That way there, I can cinch this right up. And then I'll just tie it off. Now all I gotta do is the other side. Okay, I've got that same loop on this end with a tag end on it. I'm gonna wrap that around and put the line inside itself. That allows that I can cinch right up on it. I'm gonna bring this around so you can see. Cinch right up on it. And then, so I do that, I can go in between like this, cinch up on it again, and that tightens it right up. And then just tie it off. Now that's the completed fire reflector and fire lay. As I said, in this winter conditions, this fire lay is all you need. And just make sure that there's nothing around and nothing above you that can catch on fire. So that concludes part 3 of the Pathfinder Phase 1 challenges. And the next challenge will be making a solar compass to determine which way is north. And stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot. And I'll give you a quick few pics of this here. Bye.